Hello everybody and welcome to the Derek Ruby Show. I am your host, the previously mentioned Mr. Ruby. Since the Alien Covenant movie is coming out this week, I thought I would take a few minutes to talk about Alien 1979. Now this isn't going to be your standard review. I'm going to run down the movie and then we're going to talk about the aftermath. With that being said, warning, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. But you should have already seen this anyway. So our movie starts off with a space team that's being woke up from hibernation because the ship has intercepted a distress signal. So after they land on the planet, they go and explore the origin of the signal. And one of the team members goes down this long tunnel and sees a whole bunch of eggs. One of the eggs pops open and, surprise, surprise, busts right through his helmet. When they bring him back to the ship door, Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, doesn't want to open the door, but Ash, the doctor, goes against her decision and lets him in anyway. The guy's got the alien creature on his face for a long time. Then it comes off and nobody knows where it is. Then they find it and it's dead. But the guy seems to be fine, so they go ahead and have dinner. And then this happens.
Oh, God!
No, no, don't touch it! Don't touch it!
And if you've never seen that before, that's some freaky ass shit. The alien creature begins killing off crewmates one by one. Then after the captain dies, Ripley takes command. Then she learns the truth about what this mission was really about. But she's confronted by the doctor, and it turns out he wasn't a doctor at all, he's a robot. And he tries to kill her, but then the remaining crew members come in, and they go ahead and put a stop to this. Then they reactivate the doctor, and he tells them the truth of what they're dealing with and that there's nothing they could do, so they shut Ash off and burn his head with a flamethrower. Then the alien goes ahead and kills 2 more members of the crew. Ripley goes ahead and activates the self-destruct sequence on the ship. Ripley makes it to the shuttle, and the ship explodes. Then it turns out the alien was on the shuttle too, and he's sleeping. After a long hard day of killing people, well you know, aliens gotta take naps. So Ripley puts on a spacesuit, changes the atmosphere inside the shuttle, and then she opens the airlock, sending the alien out. And she shoots him, closes the doors, and the alien gets pulled up into the thrusters and burnt up. We end the movie with Ripley giving a log about what happened, and that's Alien. So here's the thing about Alien. It does take a little while to get going, and the movie starts off with a long ship shot that kind of reminds you of Star Wars. The parts where the captain are talking to the computer is very reminiscent of Star Trek, but the movie has a certain grit look to it. It definitely has the look of people that lived in the 1970s and 80s with their ideas of how the future was going to be. But the one thing Alien had going for it above everything else is, it's all kind of movie genres rolled into one. It's a horror movie, it's a sci-fi movie, it's a suspenseful thriller, and even has a little bit of action. This movie has spawned sequel after sequel after sequel, and prequels, and even some crossovers. They broke new ground when they made this film. Many films have tried to emulate it, and we can still see a lot of that stuff throughout the years that this was made all the way till today. One of the other big things that Alien did was Sigourney Weaver's character, Ripley, she's a straight up badass. Prior to this movie, not a lot of females were portrayed as a badass. A lot of times they're portrayed as the damsel in distress. But Alien showed that you could have a strong female lead and that moviegoers would buy it. When you look at her character, she doesn't take shit from any of her crewmates. She never appears like she's a damsel in distress at all. She's a critical thinker, and she comes off just like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone or anybody else in a movie like this, that she's just trying to survive, and she uses her brain and her cunning to do it. This would be magnified heavily in the sequels. And after this, we've had countless movies throughout the ages and TV shows, and even all the way up to recently, of females coming out and just taking the lead and being the star of action and horror movies. The visual look of Alien is stunning, especially for the time period. Most of our sci-fi movies today borrow a lot from Alien, and I'm really looking forward to the new Alien Covenant coming out this week. So when I look through nostalgic goggles and a retrospective of how much Alien has meant to the entire movie industry, I would give Alien 1979 5 stars. So thank you guys for listening to the Derek Ruby Show. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. So as always, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you've never seen that before, that's some freaky ass shit.